Hi, my name is Stephen Rafferty. You're watching These Are Questions. It's the internet show where I ask people questions about things, life, and such not. And today's guest is a couple. One is a model and a makeup artist, and the other is a creative photographer. Please welcome Geraldine Macaisa and Nick Smarra. Welcome to the show.
Hi!
Before we get into the show itself, I need to explain the rules of These Are Questions. Geraldine and Nick, I'm going to ask you both a series of questions that are going to be based around your career and aspirations, along with a mixture of questions that are borderline idiotic and, well, randomly stupid. Do you both accept those terms?
Yeah, randomly stupid is my middle name.
I accept these terms. Let's do this.
Yeah, all right. So, Geraldine and Nick, are you both ready?
Ready.
Yes.
Internet, are you ready? My hand is shaking, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. With that in mind, let's begin. I would like for you both to introduce yourselves and explain a little bit about yourselves and what made you interested in pursuing your respective fields.
First?
Yep.
All right. I'm Nick Smarra. I do a bunch of random different stuff. So it's, kind of photography, something I kind of just fell into. I love tech and I love art and I love creating different things. And I think that's always been something that has really stood out in my head as kind of like shaping different things in my interests. It's always, what can I do to create something? And so that's kind of where the photography part of it came from. But during the day, I guess, you could say my civilian life or whatever you want to call it. Not civilian life, that's stupid. I'm a lawyer. I do education law, things like that. So I'm representing different school districts and colleges. So it's photography and everything like that is a great creative outlet, and it kind of gives me something to think about that isn't the law.
I've always been interested in art and things like that, but I'm a terrible drawer, painter. And so something like makeup has always interested me because it's an outlet for me to be creative and to kind of in a different way. So kind of, I love like shopping for, different products and things like that, and kind of like using the human face as like a canvas in a way. There's a lot of things with art and makeup that really overlap. You have things like highlights and shadows and kind of all these things. So you're able to really play around with like someone's face. And what's great is that everyone's face is different. So you're kind of, you're kind of customizing it to that, person. So for me, it's this great kind of stress reliever outlet of being able to kind of do something I like. And then also it's a great return because then, the person that I'm putting makeup on, they always have, a very, bright reaction afterward of kind of feeling kind of pampered and feeling, very much kind of, beautified. So, it's very rewarding for kind of both people. And, for me during the day, I also went to law school. I'm an attorney too. So, I work at the court, kind of having that creative outlet where you can kind of let loose, have fun, and go into Target and, roam around and look at all the makeup, the new products, or watching YouTube videos. That's kind of something I'm always influenced by kind of other artists. One of the greatest ways you can learn is kind of like just from other people and kind of other trends. And so, that's something that I kind of got into with the makeup side. And it works great with the photography because, we'll have like a model and, we're kind of that, team where, I'll do the makeup and, and then he does the photography, and kind of we're like, it just feels like it's kind of like an all-in-one type of experience for the model. And sometimes I'll be the model because, we love to, sometimes it'll be like a random Saturday and I'll be like, do you want to do a photo shoot? And, I'll put on makeup and, kind of find something in my closet, get dressed up, and then, we'll, go to the backyard, go to a park, or kind of wherever we can find somewhere. And, at first I was really shy about being, kind of in front of the camera, kind of taking my picture taken. But as kind of time gone on and also learning from other models, I've gotten much more comfortable. So it's definitely been a fun kind of learning experience for myself, but kind of also together, that's something that it's a great thing that we can do together that overlaps our interests. So.
Yeah, and kind of what you're talking about using makeup as like an art form and everything. It's just funny because I know really nothing about like actually doing makeup or anything, but I do for photography and stuff. I use Photoshop and just some of like the overlapping terms and everything like that. It's like, oh, I can kind of talk to her about this stuff now. I know somewhat what's going on, and I think we're both two very creative people. So, if one of us just has an idea, we'll just kind of run with it.
My next question is, I would like both of you to each pick a number from 1 to 10 and explain why you picked your respective numbers.
4.
Okay. Any reason? Just you like number 4?
I don't know. I mean, growing up, it was, I grew up with my mom, my dad, my sister, and, myself. So it's, it's always just the 4 of us. So I always just thought that, I don't know, it always seemed like, like a perfect number. Because when we went to Disney World, it was like, okay, then, we were always kind of in pairs, like, 2 and 2. And so for me, that kind of it always just gives me like good kind of, feelings and good kind of memories. I don't know. It's just like, that's my number. Even if you ask me, like if I don't gamble, but if I do, I'll just be like 4, so that to me is just like my go-to answer for everything. So
that's a lot more sentimental than what mine is. I was just going to say 7 because when I don't know the answer to something, talking about randomly stupid, it's, just blurt out 7 just because, just like, why not? So
okay.
That's the number that comes to my head. Just not quite the middle, but not quite far enough towards the end, I guess. I don't know.
I like 7. No, don't discourage yourself. 7, 8, 9 before. It's a strong number. You never. It's like you said. It's not nice. It's like the upper part of the 1 through 10 number thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but I like it. Don't discourage it. Don't discourage it. These numbers are going to be very important at the end of the season. I want you both to remember those numbers. Maybe you want to do a potential photo shoot incorporating those 2 numbers. I don't know, but remember those numbers for the end of the season because they're going to play a very important role in it. And my next question is directed towards you, Geraldine. Modeling is a delicate art form, as it's supposed to highlight the inners and outer beauties of an individual. When you're getting ready to do a modeling shoot or, putting on the makeup and doing everything together, what is your feeling when you're in those processes?
I feel like in the beginning, I kind of have to kind of hype myself up. Like I always have like a playlist. I don't know, like, something fun that kind of, that'll kind of, I feel like I'm like kind of like on top of the world, like I'll play like, like Taylor Swift or something girl power or something that kind of makes me feel kind of like energetic. Because that sometimes it does get tiring. But you kind of, it's really just the energy and also being, and this is something, I've had to gain is just the confidence of like, okay, like, sometimes I feel like, do I look dumb? Like kind of doing like, I don't know, like a smizing in a way or kind of something where, you're kind of like, I must look kind of bizarre to somebody who walks by. But then, when you see kind of the finished product of the photo, it's like, oh, wow, like I'm really working it. And so, yes. And yeah, I think it's kind of like it feels like, it feels like you're acting in a way too. It's like, you're kind of whatever, you're putting, whatever kind of that shoot is based upon or something, whether it's kind of something where, we're doing something like kind of witchy vibe or something more high fashion. What do I want to portray that kind of during that time the photos are being taken, something mysterious or something kind of fun or something kind of sweet or, kind of like, I don't know, like, sexy in a way. It's kind of like, you kind of, that's something I also have to think about before being in front of the camera and kind of things like that. And I'm also inspired to just the makeup, sometimes it's just like that in itself, like you feel like you're in a different kind of space and things like that. And then you kind of just adapt. It's, not to be self-conscious and just really, kind of let go to, it's being not stiff. And that's something that he's really been really helpful with. It's, being making me as a model feel comfortable, being in front of the camera, and then, to be able to feel relaxed enough that you can get, certain shots, certain poses, and then you don't feel kind of like, like, oh my gosh, I must look like super dumb. But yeah.
Well, no, you don't ever think that way. I understand the feeling that because, you're trying to do the best you can and it's like, okay, I don't know how to do it, or I don't know, but don't ever doubt yourself like that. Don't ever say that. So,
well, thank you.
You're welcome. It's what we're here for. These are questions. We give compliments sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
I'll take it.
Awesome. So for you, Nick, though, you've gotten the chance to be a significant concert photographer, taking many photos for various performers. Which was your favorite concert venue and performance to shoot so far?
So my favorite concert venue and my favorite performance, I think, are two different ones.
Okay.
I'll say just my favorite, band I shot ever was, and this is just because I had the opportunity to shoot them, was The Used, and I loved them, emo kid, just like all the way. So getting the chance to, be there and just like be like this far away from Burt McCracken was just like an experience in and of itself. And actually, I have a story where Burt McCracken almost broke my finger because they were throwing beach balls around, and one landed on the stage, and he caught it, and I was right below in the photo pit, and he went to extend it, so I thought he was handing it to me, but he actually was drop kicking it, so my hand was about like 2 inches away from just getting like snapped backwards. I was like, oh crap. So that's my story on how he knows nothing about this. He this wasn't even a blip on his radar.
But you'll remember it forever.
Yeah, no. So that was awesome, and their production was just phenomenal. It was at what name of it was it?
Was it in Hartford?
It was the one in Hartford. I forget the name of it. It was a small kind of tour that was going around in 20. Wow, I can't remember anything. It was 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
One of those 2 years, but it was they had like a bunch of cool bands around, and The Used was like headlining part of it. So that was that was quite an experience. But my favorite venue I shot is Toad's Place in New Haven, and there's two very distinct reasons for this. One is because there's this I don't know how to just party people group thing called Emo Night Brooklyn, and it's pretty much just like it's a rave, but just with like alternative music,
pop punk, emo,
post-hardcore type of thing. And probably one of my favorite things to do is just to kind of I'll link up with them and just be taking pictures of like the DJ and everything. But then for this music I love, I'll just like jump into the pit and just like start doing photos from the pit and just like kind of moshing along with everyone while trying to protect my camera at the same time. It's a lot of it's challenging but fun, especially trying to keep up with the DJ who I've shot a couple of times. Josh Douglas from Emo Night Brooklyn, phenomenal guy, phenomenal DJ, super fun to shoot, all that. And the second reason why it's my favorite place I've ever shot, Toad's Place, is because I saw Atreyu and Whitechapel at there, and they were like, and if I was this close from Burt McCracken at that one I talked about before, I was literally on top of those people. It was just I was like right up in there, and thank God I had a wide angle lens because I would have just been shooting up people's nose the whole time. But actually, I think I got some of my favorite pictures of Bill Bozeman from Whitechapel. It's just like they came out really good because I was just like super up close, and they actually, probably one of my highlights of my concert photography career is them kind of like resharing it. Their follower base is so much more, so they got a lot more likes on it than the original one did. But no, but that was just awesome, especially because I love Whitechapel's like high school or things like that. So it's just like to kind of see them as like, hey, you're sharing my photos. It's just really cool.
That's very cool. It's very surreal. It's a surreal feeling.
Yeah, right.
Definitely. That's very cool. Awesome. I'm going to stick with you, Nick, for the next question. Who would win in a debate? Smokey the Bear or McGruff the Crime Dog?
Ooh. That is a good question.
Thank you.
These are questions.
These are questions. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to go with McGruff just because he just has that, like, edge about him. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's just, you know, he can kind of, he's like that guy who just has that rough past. He's kind of like whatever now, but, you know, he can pull it out in an instant. So I'm going to go with McGruff. Okay. I like that. Hopefully that is who I'm thinking of. It's like the detective dog with the trench coat.
Yep, that's him.
Okay.
Yep, that's
okay,
it.
Perfect. Okay. I'm all in on that one.
Hey, I'll take it. I'm gonna agree to disagree. I'm gonna go with Smokey the Bear only because I met Smokey the Bear and, like, you know, be a little biased if I went with the competitor. So I'm just saying that's my only thing. But I like your reasoning though. It's good reasoning.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. I guess we would need to figure out what kind of. It'd be a debate. Oh, see, my mind just went to fight. See, you asked debate, but I went to fight. I'm still gonna stick with my answer, but I'm gonna. Yeah, I think, you know, kind of that. Yeah, no. For some reason, my mind went to fight instead of debate. I guess that. What does that say about the world we live in?
Well, all I say is that, you know, we can start with debate and we can end with fight. Let's just go with that. So my next question goes for you, Geraldine. If you had the chance to provide a makeup glam session, so if you had the chance to, you know, do your own custom makeup on someone, specifically what a celebrity, which celebrity would you do your makeup session with and why?
I just feel like my answers are going to be so weird because it automatically isn't like a female.
Oh, I know exactly who it is. One of three options.
I mean, I have this, you know, like deep appreciation for Tom Holland.
Oh, that's the one.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I mean, Harry Styles is another. And so it's probably not the typical answer.
I just want to clarify his question. He said, who would you want to do makeup with?
Yes. And you know what? I think that I could make both of them very pretty. I don't know why I came into mind. But I mean, also, like, doing makeup on men is something I've always kind of, you know, I always am interested in doing more. I feel like sometimes I'll kind of chase them around and be like, hey, can I put makeup on you? I just want to like kind of like see if I can like do kind of that subtle makeup. But actual glam makeup, I would love to do makeup on like Rihanna or something. Like, she has a makeup line, so she already knows makeup. But I just feel like she has kind of this just, I don't know, sassy, perfect skin. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's like the perfect canvas, and she is so knowledgeable about makeup already. So that's kind of who my kind of dream canvas would be. And I feel like we could talk about makeup too. And I don't know, it'd be kind of like we could be best friends.
Question for the both of you. What is the weirdest superhero power you can each think of? Power, not superhero, but superhero power.
Is it a power that I've seen like in movies and comic books, or something that like would be a weird power to have?
It could be both. It can be if you have a direct reference to a specific superhero and you think, oh, that's a weird power, that can go. Or if you have something that out of the box so you think would be a weird power, I will also accept that.
Yeah, so I'm going to reference one. The Cyanide and Happiness comics are like one of my all-time favorite comics, and there's this one that every time I see it, I just like screenshot it or save it or just like send it to someone. But it's Middleman, so it's like the person goes to Middleman and then says like, help, there's like a burning fire, and then Middleman just gets someone else to do it. It's better seen than explained, but that would be the weirdest superpower.
That is.
Someone else.
I feel like
essentially, yeah. Just pass it off.
I feel like that's a power everyone has the ability to have, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone could be the
Well, yeah,
middleman.
especially, we see a bug, I'm like, Nick, kill it.
And then I'm like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Cat or cat. Just like-
Yeah, so then I feel like maybe we're both the middleman, and then our cat has to like protect us. I don't know.
What powers did the Crimson Chin have?
I don't.
Oh,
No, didn't he just have like?
He just had like a chin, right?
But he
Yeah.
had like mechanisms in there,
In the chin?
Yeah, like he had like a helicopter thing, like in the chin, didn't he?
Or something.
Yeah.
he had like a bunch of different gadgets. I think it was like kinda
Yes.
Yeah.
like Batman, but all of his gadgets was in his chin.
In his chin.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my answer and go with that one.
Fair enough. I mean, the Crimson Chin. I got the same red. It's crimson, so okay.
There you go.
There you go. Very cool. Anything, Geraldine? Or you want to go with the Crimson
literally
Chin?
now I went to cartoons and I just thought of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and like
Oh, yeah.
was Barnacle Boy's thing where it was like, or was the fish, and then
think so,
it
yes,
was
yes.
all like the people from the elderly home. Remember they all came out? I feel like that was like okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that would be
that's on point.
yeah. I'll go with that. Now I have to rewatch an episode because that was so good.
Definitely. After this interview, you got to rewatch the episode.
We're setting the thing to Wombo.
Wombo.
Yeah.
My next question is, do you have any advice, and this is for both of you, any advice for aspiring models or makeup artists or any photographers that want to really get into their respective fields?
I guess taking it from someone who's not too far removed from starting out and trying to figure everything out myself is just do it. Literally, like, I guess I'm just a bunch of full of cliches today. But it's just getting out there and doing it. And my first concert I ever shot was August Burns Red, and they're like, I'm not sure, August Burns Red. I'm used to people not knowing the type of music I like, so I always have to like clarify. But
There's someone out there that
there's
will know.
There's someone, yeah.
Yeah. No, but I if you can't tell, I listen to a lot of heavier music, so it's just like, trying to connect with people on music. It takes like a very niche person to vibe with that. But August, they were the first band I shot, and the way I did it was I literally just emailed them and was like, I'm looking into getting into concert photography. I saw you guys are in town. Would I be able to get a photo pass? And the guitarist just like hooked me up. And I was like, hell yeah. And then that helped me, there was, because not only was August Burns Red there, but there were like a bunch of other, bands and whatnot. So that helped me get my like initial portfolio of concert stuff. And, that kind of put me on the path to doing more and more shows. And then opening the door to like the emo night and and event photography and things like that. Yeah, and then with kind of just doing it and with kind of portrait photography. I was like, I put my foot down, and it was like in January of 2020. I was like, this year I'm gonna do so much with portrait photography, and I'm gonna just start taking pictures and things like that. And literally, I was just really kind of motivated to go. Okay, so I just set up a a strobe and kind of the backyard, and kind of took some angsty pictures of myself. And, so it's like it's always just finding like a way to no matter what you have around you, no matter what, it's just creativity. And unfortunately, I had like a bunch of photo shoots planned, and then COVID and everything happened, and so that like literally deferred photo shoot I was supposed to have in March into like August. But that gave us more time to refine it and everything, and it was a lot of fun to end up doing it. But it was just, don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to get out there and just do it. I mean, there's really nothing more to get started. In order to get started, you have to get started. So, yeah.
I mean, regarding makeup and kind of modeling and stuff, it really is kind of just finding a starting point. People, for me at first, I was like, makeup is a lot of money. It's, the industry itself. I mean, lipsticks could be like 40, 50, $60. Sometimes I'll like be like, guess how much this is to him? And he'll be like, I don't know, like $10. I'm like, no, 50, and it's just kind of like, like gasp. But like, it's kind of being creative. And, for me at first, it was kind of accumulating, like for makeup was accumulating, kind of my own kit, and and saving money for that. And then, putting makeup on myself to like, to know, to kind of practice first before actually going onto someone else. And, because, when I put makeup on someone, it's, kind of like the full shebang, fake eyelashes, all these things. But if I didn't learn to kind of put it on myself first, I just, I wouldn't know how to put it on somebody else or whatnot. So it's really, not being afraid to use yourself as kind of like the practice point and kind of, that trial and error of things don't look good or kind of whatnot. And also just not being afraid of, feeling like you don't have everything, because I think things can get expensive. And, we were, in law school and, money is always tight when you're a student, but kind of finding ways to kind of, make it work. Because if you really want to kind of go into something, you just kind of create kind of game plans, and kind of certain things like that. And then you start building, and, soon it's like, literally I have like 3 big bags of kind of stuff that I have that I can use in photo shoots, so that it's not like I just bought it all in one day. It's definitely, you accumulate, and it's kind of, the more I started doing it, the more I started investing more. And so it's really just, finding that starting point that you're comfortable with. You don't have to buy everything at once or things like that. You can just kind of start with one eyeshadow palette and, a brush or something, and, kind of go from there, and then, see if you even like it. And with modeling, I just really wanted a cool profile picture. I think that was my thing. I was like, I don't have a cool profile picture like on my Instagram. And I've always I followed, I'm from the generation of the scene queens, emo girls, like Warped Tour. And I still follow those girls, and I'm like, they have really cool profile pictures. And I was like, what am I doing? I have a fiance that takes great photos. I need to like get a cool profile picture. Yeah. And so kind of like setting that up, I was like, and then kind of realizing like, oh, like, so it kind of came from like a narcissistic point, but then realizing like, I feel, I don't know, it's fun. And, it's kind of something that, at first I didn't really know if I felt comfortable in front of the camera or kind of things like that. I mean, you always, kind of self-conscious, is kind of something that I kind of have to deal with, and kind of all that stuff.
Well, I think like kind of, because you started doing modeling and stuff when I was like just taking photos with me. So it's like, me and I'm going to make fun of you, but it's going to be lighthearted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like, it's someone just complete stranger. So.
Yeah. And that's also something, it's, something that people, if you're going to modeling, finding someone that you're comfortable taking pictures with, and, things like that, because, I'm lucky that, I have kind of a professional photographer at home that I can kind of bounce ideas off of and be like, we can go in the backyard one day and take photos. But, it's definitely, finding, people who you can collaborate with, but feel comfortable with, because, you don't want to ruin the experience for yourself if, kind of some, situation happens or something like that. So, I don't know if that took a dark turn, but I just, that's something also that I feel like is important to note, is that, you kind of just, find people you vibe with and feel comfortable with, because then that lifts you up more to, want to keep going and to want to,
yeah. And then essentially you create like a friend group who has a common interest, and then you just do that thing more.
My final question to ask to both of you is not necessarily a question per se. It's more scenario based, but here's the gist of it.
Okay.
Your other half, your significant other, has been hypnotized, and you need to get them out of their hypnosis. How would you get your significant other out of their trance?
Sumo spam. or whatever.
Why would you? What is it, like food?
Yeah, any type of food, but
Oh no. Oh yeah, no. Just let me.
Oh no, sorry. Wings over.
Yeah, chicken wings. Like I'll be out of that trance like nobody's business.
Food
Probably,
is a big motivator for both of
yeah.
us.
Like we'll have like a random occasion where I'm just like, I want to get a Cold Stone ice cream cake, and just like, I remember we went to the Cold Stone, and then the girl's like, do you want anything written on it? Like, happy birthday. I was like, no, just give me the cake and let's leave. But yeah, what would I do to get you out of a trance? I mean, I would honestly just take Bailey, our cat, and I would just like, I don't know, like have her like walk all over you. And I just feel like you would just, I don't know, like feel her presence. And she meows really loud, so she could probably wake you up.
Yeah. I was deadly allergic to cats for like the majority of like growing up, like to the point where I went, we stayed at some, I was on vacation like with my parents when I was younger, and we stayed at some rental place, and I guess whoever was there had a cat beforehand, and they didn't tell us, but the cat wasn't there. It was just like a bunch of cat hair on, or not even visible cat hair, just I guess kind of lying around. I woke up in the middle of the night, and my entire side of my face was just swollen, and I was just like, whoa. And since then, I just like kind of stayed away from cats because I never wanted to experience anything like that again. But as soon as we started dating, like I had a little bit of allergies with Bailey, but she's become like my best friend in the whole world. I love her so much. Like I never thought I could feel this way about a cat. It's just like, she's just like, when she just looks at you with like the big eyes, I'm just like, I'll do anything for you. This is
yeah, she really is like, yeah, you just make, especially during the time when we've been working from home a lot and stuff. I mean, it definitely makes kind of working from home much more enjoyable, and kind of having, I don't know, kind of like your little pet you're always with, and I don't know, it brings joy every day. So
I'll send Bailey's presents. Get out.
Yeah, especially when she wants something, she'll make sure. Yeah, she'll be like, she's very focused on getting what she wants. So yeah.
If you look at my watch on my invisible hand thing, I don't even know this part of the segment. All I know is that this is the end of our episode. It was a pleasure interviewing the both of you here on These Are Questions. Now it is your moment to shine. Anything that you want to talk about, any last words, things you want to talk about, this is the chance. You have the floor is yours.
Thank you for everyone who I worked with. Thank you, Geraldine. Thank you. Again, when I say Mariusz, like my boy, thank you to all the models I worked with and everything like that. It's just because I've had so many good experiences, and it's just made me want to keep doing it. And feeling comfortable reaching out to people. That that's kind of that was definitely a big thing. And and I don't know. All the friends I made along the way.
All the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely, it's, I don't know, I just, want to keep kind of going on this trajectory. I always tell them, like, I still want to, kind of live my life and kind of, do these impromptu photo shoots or travel and kind of do these things that, I feel like people think that there has to be kind of this path in life that you have to take because there's these thresholds you have to meet. And for me, it's, I'm happy kind of, doing my day job, but then, kind of being able to do these fun activities, with, person I love, and then also, new friends and things like that. I mean, that's me, is probably, what that keeps me going to want to continue doing this, because half the thing is being able to, I love to talk to people and meet people, so this is a great opportunity to kind of reach out and just be around just people.
I also need to add something, because I thank a lot of people, but I need to make sure I don't forget about thanking my parents, because they were the ones who originally got me my first camera and everything. So I feel like
you're winning an Oscar or something.
Yeah.
Like
it's okay. It's open floor. I gave you the chance.
I can't not list them. Like if I
where's that music at the end where they're like,
it's okay, time to go.
like the walk off music, and they like cut to commercial.
Yeah, no,
So I'm gonna do to you.
Don't put it. I will put that on the show. I'll put that music.
I'm just like, that'd be sick.
Yeah, no, my parents have been super supportive with all of it, whether it's kind of, like I said, getting me my camera or my first camera, or just kind of like being supportive of kind of all the different things I've done. And my dad, is really big into like Photoshop and things like that. So it's kind of like a bonding experience with him too. So it's again, very wholesome episode.
It really was. It really was a very wholesome episode. That concludes our show. For the viewers watching, you've been watching. These are questions. Good night, everyone.